Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and if you're having any shoulder pain, I have 4 exercises you can do to get rid of it. And even if you're not having any shoulder pain, if you've had it in the past, or maybe you just want to strengthen your shoulders so that you don't ever have shoulder pain, these exercises are great exercises you can do. And I love that you can do them at home too. So you don't need much equipment. We're gonna use a loop resistance band, a set of small dumbbells, and a towel. So like I said, pretty easy, pretty simple, and these will really help your shoulder pain. So we're gonna start out, this is kind of a tough one, but it's a great one for building strength in your shoulders. So we're gonna place a loop resistance band around our wrists and hold a dumbbell in each hand. I have a 3-pound, but if you're having pain, I would either suggest starting with no weight or start with maybe like a 1-pound. You don't actually want to use a ton of weight on these shoulder exercises because we're trying to work on the small muscles, the rotator cuff muscles, and those muscles tend to not work if we use too much weight because the bigger muscles compensate for them. So you don't really want to use more than 5 pounds, and I would suggest if you're having pain, probably start with 1 or 2 pounds, or even no weight if you need to. So we're going to do what's called shoulder scaption, and so basically we're going to lift our arms at a 45-degree angle, and what you want to do is kind of pull the band apart as you lift to about shoulder height, and then come back down. Like I said, this is a tough one, so if you have a hard time doing it, then start with no weight. You can even start with no band. So this is just kind of the advanced way of doing it. So pull that band apart as you lift these weights up to shoulder height, and you want to maintain that 45-degree angle there, and just lift to shoulder height and back down. Make sure you're looking straight ahead too. Make sure you're not hunching over like that, but you're just lifting up and then coming back down. And you want to start with about 10. Like I said, this is a tough one, so if you're doing it with the band and the weights, you may just be able to do 10 or 15 to start, and that's okay. And then as you get stronger, you can add more repetitions. So just up and then back down. We kind of show you from an angle here, up and back down. So the goal is 2 or 3 sets of 10, but like I said, just start with 10 or 15, especially if you're having any pain. Okay, so now we're gonna grab a towel, and for this one, we're gonna place our arms behind our back, hold on to this towel, and you wanna slightly pull the towel apart. I'm gonna kind of show you from the back so you can see. And you're gonna pull the towel apart, and then lift your arms up as high as you can, and then come back down and relax. So pull the towel apart, lift your arms, come back down, relax. Pull apart, lift, come back down, relax. Pull apart, lift, down, and relax. You want to do 2 or 3 sets of 10. Now, if that eventually gets easy, or maybe it's easy to start with, you can lie on your stomach and do the same thing. Here, I'll actually show you. This is a little bit more difficult. You're now going against gravity. So you're just lying on your stomach, holding onto this towel, and you can rest your head down if you want to. You don't have to. Pull the towel apart and lift and come back down. So that's just another way to do that exercise. Again, 2 or 3 sets of 10. Okay, and that's really working on that shoulder extension. A lot of times we don't work on that motion. And so that's a really important one, especially because we really want to, if you're having shoulder pain, we really want to focus on strengthening these muscles kind of in the back of your shoulder. Okay, now we're going to grab a weight, although you don't have to do a weight for these, especially to start with, but I'm going to show you with the weight. So we're going to start in a hands and knees position, and we're going to grab onto the weight, and we're just going to do a row here. I'm going to show you a way to make it a little harder too. You can, for this one, you can actually use a heavier weight because this is a little bit of an easier movement. So you may need to use like a 5 or 10 pound or even more. But I like to make this a little more challenging, add the core in a little bit and make this into a bird dog. So I stick one leg back and then lift the other arm like this. And you just do that 10 times and then repeat on the other side. You can do that 2 or 3 sets of that if you want to. Then the last exercise, we're gonna hold this weight again. We're gonna turn this so that our palm is facing away from us because we want our thumb to be going up towards the ceiling. You're just gonna lift your arm up, out to the side and back down. Lift up and back down. Lift up, trying to get your arm parallel to the floor. This is a tough one, so you may have to start with no weight on this or just 1 pound. You can also make this into a bird dog. That's really a lot tougher and it really gets your core involved, but that's a good way to do it as well. Nice and slow on that one. Again, 2 to 3 sets of 10 on each side, but all of those exercises will really work on shoulder strength, especially the back of your shoulder, and really take that stress off of the shoulder joint and hopefully get rid of your pain.